All right, welcome back. I got a new setup for today. I'm at my standing desk. I want to talk about three stocks in this video: Tesla, ENPH, and PayPal. So let's start with Tesla, the big mover today. It's up 10%. And it's up today because of an analyst upgrade. So if we take a look here, I believe it's Morgan Stanley is updating their price target. Yep, Morgan Stanley from I think they had 280 price target, and now they're bumping it up to the 400s. They're quoting DOJO Supercomputer, full self-driving licensing, more SaaS over picks and shovels. So SaaS is software as a service. There's a lot more margins on software because you can duplicate them. You can divide it and duplicate it, and your margins, your return on investment is much greater than cars, right? Cars, their margin is going down because they're pumping out so many cars and they're cutting prices. So instead of making 30% on a car, they're making 20%, maybe even 15% if they keep cutting costs. So that is, from what I can understand, the only main reason for the stock to be moving so much, because they didn't acquire anybody. There wasn't any other, crazy news, Cybertruck news, new vehicle news, deliveries, nothing. So it was just someone's opinion. And we've talked about the DOJO supercomputer. That's part of our bull case for Tesla, our Pro. So that's great. I'll be honest. Again, nothing's changed with the company, just someone's opinion. So I take this 10% move with a grain of salt. I do not chase green candles. It's great to see the stock move, but also now the stock is 10% more expensive if I wanted to buy some more. So the other piece I want to mention here is I've been learning about DOJO for over a year, and I've been real excited about it. And every time I turn on the earnings call, these last couple earnings seasons, I've been expecting to hear Tesla talk about AI and DOJO, and I hear nothing. So what I hear them say is we need as many NVIDIA chips as we can get. So that tells me that DOJO is not where they want it to be. They're still having to rely on NVIDIA for their computing. So we're using a lot of NVIDIA hardware, was a quote from Elon. And they just placed a huge order I think it was last week, with NVIDIA for their GPUs. So again, I understand the analyst upgrade, but you take all those with a grain of salt, because tomorrow some other company can come out and put a sell rating on Tesla and a target of $90. Doesn't change what's happening with the company. It's just someone's opinion, and the market reacts to those opinions. So anyways, that's the news with Tesla. Still love the company, but to me, nothing has changed. It's just gotten 10% more expensive, but it's still one of the best businesses out there. 10 years from now, everyone's going to look back and say, why didn't I just buy a bunch of Tesla and just sit there and hold it forever? That's my opinion. Do your own research. So that's the news with Tesla. Now let's talk about ENPH and PayPal. So ENPH, I still love the company. I want to own more, but I'm just being patient. Long term, I think this is a great price to pick up the stock. But I wouldn't be surprised if we go down to 110, 105, somewhere in there. The market is just very short term oriented, and I don't think there's any rush to get into ENPH. Also, PayPal, the market's telling you there's no appetite to buy PayPal. Sure, it could make another run from 61 to 75, but I believe PayPal could be a $100 stock. If I buy it at 60 or if I buy it at 70, and if I think it's going to 100, what's the rush? So I just don't want to keep buying things that are in a clear downtrend, right? PayPal is in a clear downtrend. The trend is lower. Same thing with ENPH. So right now I'm not jumping for joy to throw a bunch of money in there. Now, when we start to see a reversal, and I still want a larger allocation towards these two stocks, then I'll start being a little bit more aggressive if I think those are the best opportunities. The one I've been buying recently has been Amazon. because it's not in a downtrend. I really like what they have going on, and it's something I felt underinvested in for the long term. I filled my allocation to Amazon, and the new capital that I will be deploying will be into something else. I was hoping it was going to be Tesla, but look at that sucker. So I won't be buying Tesla until there's a little bit more panic and blood in the streets. Right now, it's all cakes and lollipops. So I'll be a little more patient on that. ENPH is probably the next one. But ENPH, the cost to borrow is what's going to kill them. And their guidance was bad. So part of me wants to also wait until their next earning on October 24th. I'll be waiting to see what they have to say there. I'll probably buy a little bit before, and then if it tanks after, I'll buy a little bit more after. Or if they say, hey, we've resolved our inventory problems, and if at that point it looks like interest rates are reaching their peak for sure, because I know we're getting close, but I also saw $6 gasoline over the weekend, and I'm like, that's not good for inflation. And if that's not good for inflation, that may mean that more interest rate hikes are coming down the pike here. So that is the update on ENPH. And then PayPal, again, similar story, in a clear downtrend. The good news with PayPal was they did announce their new CEO. I think he's taking over at the start of next year. Their new CEO is the former CFO for Intuit. Intuit is QuickBooks, TurboTax. They have a few other businesses, Mint, MailChimp, some other small companies. So much younger gentleman than the current PayPal CEO. So it seems like an interesting fit. I couldn't find anything that I didn't like on the guy. I'll be interested to hear him on future earnings calls for PayPal, see what he's got to say and what his direction and his plan is for the company. So that is an uncertainty that is behind us. The market typically likes when uncertainty gets out of the way, but the stock hasn't really reacted. Again, not a huge rush in my opinion. Great company long term. I believe at these prices, it's a great purchase price, but the stock is in a clear downtrend, and what's stopping it going to 55, to 50? If the market turns for the worst, people aren't going to be saying, I'm going to be buying PayPal even though the market's down. So anyways, I'm being patient there with that one. That's all I got for you. Just wanted to update you on PayPal and ENPH, and also the news today on Tesla. We got CPI and PPI coming out this week, so inflation numbers. So it's going to be interesting to dig into those because we've seen energy increase, and that's going to increase the price of other goods. So let's take a look at those numbers, digest those, and I will give you a market update most likely over the weekend. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you can see me, hear me okay. New setup for now. That's it for today. Peace out.